Righto guys, so we're coming out for a little bit of a mission back out to Anglesey. Behind me is the notorious Tip Hill. Right now it's a little bit wet. We went up it before and I've got to show you the difference between the last time we went up it without a locker and this time with a locker. It's, wow, absolutely insane. But I thought I'd do a quick little video in between last big trip and the next big trip we have planned. So we're gonna go down this way. There's a couple of different technical tracks down there. We're going to try the hardest line on the right hand side. I think is the hardest line anyway. And if we can do that, we might try just all of them, just give them a go. And then we'll come back up and we'll do Tip Hill. Might even change line this time, might do the straight up the guts, do the middle one. But yeah, just quick little video before we drive, have a bit of fun, get out in the bush. I'm sick of being home, so I thought I'd make another video and yeah, just have some fun. Alrighty, so I lost footage from the GoPro through this section, but what I was saying, we will be doing a front bar, rear bar and scrub bar setup very shortly. I'll be trying to fabricate the scrub bars, modify the front bar and create my own rear bar on the Pathfinder, so stay tuned for that. I have no idea why I'm wearing a jumper, by the way. It is 25 degrees. It is hot. It is muggy. Do Tip Hill again, and then I want to do a nice big rear lift at the wheel lift spot. See what the difference is now with the locker. I'm trying to just get a feel for it. I've never had a locker before, even in the rear. I haven't had a locker in the rear either. So yeah, just trying to get a feel for it, see how it works, see how it goes, and well, I mean, at the moment, I'm loving it. Full drive systems, auto locker, just perfect. I know a lot of people say a lot of bad things about auto lockers, but I haven't had any of the issues that they've had. But yeah, I don't know. All right, let's do Tip Hill. It is way up there.
I don't know if you can tell how steep this is, but okay, there we go. It's steep. Okay, drone.
Hang on a minute, let's go back and show you how hard I had to send it before. Now, if you ask me, that's definitely a win in my book. Not only do I not have to send it as hard, but I'm not beating the crap out of the car. Alrighty, so we just left the Tip Hill area. We're just down the road, heading towards the wheel lift spot. I like to call it the wheel lift spot because every single time I do it massive wheel lift. So I want to try and get a video to send to 4-wheel drive systems because they've asked me to send a couple of videos to them. So yeah, we're gonna do that. Get a couple of videos there. I might do it a few times just so I can get like the portrait angle and the landscape angle and all the blah 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 blah. Yeah, the drone's dead. Gotta love DJI drones. The battery just lasts like not even 10 minutes, I swear to God. Next purchase is more batteries for that drone and a bigger drone, just so I want to get a drone that has like the features that you don't crash into stuff, because trying to pilot that drone sometimes, whoa, get so close to things. Like when we were doing the trip out in high country, I was literally like in a tree flicking the leaves around. I nearly lost it. So we are here. This is the wheel lift spot on our left. Jay's been showed up a lot. Holy dolly, look at that.
That's gonna be fun.
Well, that's a wheel lift spot. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reverse up there. Partner's gonna jump out, and we're gonna do this a couple of times. Now, before you see this and say anything, yes, I know, I'm an idiot. I should keep the steering wheel straight next time, and I will. And yes, my friends, that was the sweet, sweet sound of my passenger front CV saying I'm an idiot.
Oh no.
But hang on a minute, I did make it up once. Look, here there's proof, minus the wheel lift.
That was depressing.
Yeah, well look, she's not wrong. So alright, it is the next day. We got back from Anglesey. We even done food shopping, done the rounds with the kids, even took the kids back to where they needed to go today with a broken CV, so it didn't let us down. What I'm going to do quickly, I'm going to change the CV because it's, what, 6 wheel nuts and four nuts to take off to get the CV out, then chuck another one in. So it's really not that hard. We had spares with us on the trip. It's just, if I could drive it back home and do it at home, it's way easier than do it on a muddy track. So I'm going to quickly change the CV and then, yeah, show you the damage. I'll be right back. I gotta go get a jack stand. I got my jack stand. All about safety around here. Now, the weather, absolutely ridiculous. It's about to come down rain. The wind is a bit crazy today. Yeah, so we're gonna try and get this done as fast as we can before the rain gets here. Also, another quick update. We've got the Dobinson springs in the front. We have Tough Dog springs in the back. I've actually ordered a set of 2-inch lift, 200 kilo load rated springs for the back. So we'll be chucking those in next week, I'd say. And then hopefully it keeps the back of the car up when we're loaded and we're like traveling and going camping and forward driving, that sort of stuff. Because last time we went to the Victorian high country, the car was sagging down so much. It just looks stupid. So we got new springs for the back. We'll chuck them in. I don't know if I'll do a video about it. Probably won't, but at least you know about it. That one. I need a hammer. Oh, I need a hammer. Don't lose that. Now, believe it or not, last time when we did the diff, when we did the locker in the front, and then I was saying have to go get a wheel alignment and everything like that. We went to go get a wheel alignment. It was perfect, like absolutely perfect. They didn't have to change nothing. They had to change a little bit of toe, but I didn't touch the toe arms or anything. But yeah, the camber was like spot on. So good job to myself, I suppose. Get this bad boy off and out of the way. We need to do upper ball joints at some point because that, if you have a look at that, is gross. What happens there is this hits on here. You can see I've shaved it back a bit, but it still hits on there. And there's not really anything you can do about it, I suppose, because I have to have it a certain way to have the camber that I need. And I only run like 0.5 negative degrees of camber. Nothing crazy at all. All right, what we'll do, we'll unbolt this shock, which is an 18. All right, get that off, get this guy on. Zip this one out. Put it back up. And then bend these so we can get that pin out. There we go. Now this guy should come straight out of here. Oh, the springs are the way. Oh, it doesn't sound good at all. There we go. Right, no damage to the seal, thank God. Here is the broken one. I'm holding this bit solid. This bit goes into the diff. This bit goes to the wheel. See that? That's no bueno. All right, we'll open this guy up because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this shaft out and I'm gonna keep this side. So if we do end up doing a CV or, you know, doing the diff again, we can just chuck these back into the hubs and still get home. And that way we can just disconnect like axles from both sides of the diff. And yeah, just chuck these into the hubs and then we'll still get home, no worries. So we'll open this bad boy up, pull him back. There's gonna be a bit of, you know what, let's do this on the grass. And let's see what is behind here. Oh, look at that. Obviously, that's not supposed to look like that. I'm not gonna touch any of that right now, because once you get axle grease on you, it kind of just doesn't come off. Hide that back away and move on to putting the new one back in. Well, the old new one, the one that works. We'll put that one back in. In the spare parts bag that we leave in the car, we've got 2 CV axles in here. The ones that we took out of the car when we put the new ones in, yeah, well, we've got those ones. So I'm not even mad. They're $180 for two brand new CV axles. You can't be mad about that. And to be honest, I was being an idiot anyway to fucking basically full lock trying to fucking crawl up it, yeah. So we'll open our spares bag and we'll find the axle that doesn't have a broken boot. Here he is. Bada bing, bada boom. Look at that. Perfect for the job. This will do perfectly. Oh, there we go, straight in. And that one goes in there. Push him through a bit. We'll grab our hub nut. Just chuck it on the end. And before we do anything else, we'll get our spring back on. And then we'll get our tie rod on. Get our little nut. Chuck him on there. And then get our big washer and our big nut. And then just do up everything. Line him up where he needs to go, and then we can just send him home. Just like that. And that is everything done. All we gotta do now is get that off my foot. All we gotta do now is chuck the wheel back on the car, put it on the ground, boom, forward drive again, lock diff, ready to go to the next track. How long has that taken us? So it's taken 20 minutes to get everything sorted, me talk to the camera, and put a CV axle in. It doesn't take that long at all. And honestly, again, I'm using the toolbox that stays in the forward drive. The only thing I cheated with is the jack. That's from the shed. I've got a bottle jack in the car that we will use on tracks and that sort of stuff, but, oh, and the jack's in. So yeah, 20 minutes, CV axle's done, changed, ready to go rip again. I'm gonna end this video here. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.